A dad of a New Jersey girl who committed suicide after school beatdown said her death came after a taunting text. So, this is actually a pretty horrendous situation. So, if you don't want to listen to this, don't listen to it. But it's some pretty brutal stuff. So, the dad of a bullied 14-year-old New Jersey high school girl who took her own life after an online video showed a group of girls attacking her said the suicide occurred after the teen got a taunting text about the bloody beatdown. Adriana Kuch, who was found dead at home on February 3rd, 2 days after the sickening caught on video assault in a hallway at Central Regional High School in Berkeley Township. The tragic teen's father, Michael Kush, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, sorry, told the Daily Mail that hours before her death, one girl who recorded the assault sent her a text mocking her for dripping blood and getting her A whooped. He told the outlet that one of the assailants instigated the brutal attack because she was jealous about Adriana's friendship with another girl. Now, before we continue, what's also interesting about this situation is that if charges do end up going against these other individuals that attacked her and kept on bullying her afterwards, like long term, they might actually be found guilty of like potentially manslaughter or potentially even murder, right? Because they basically bullied a girl into her ending it all, right? So Kush said his daughter also was driven to suicide because she was embarrassed by the footage that spread rapidly on TikTok and Snapchat. She was so embarrassed that they jumped her, she would say, "I don't want to be made fun of," the devastated dad told the Daily Mail. It was like she was attacked twice. It used to be you'd go to school, get bullied, and then you left. But now you come home and you keep getting bullied, they still keep picking at you. Well, I guess you at home, he added. So this is his daughter, I guess, which sucks a lot. It's just like I don't even know how someone would really even like react to that situation or like feel in that type of situation because finding out that one of your kids just ended it because they were bullied and you couldn't do anything to help her out, like that's a crazy situation. But also, this is probably why you really shouldn't let your kids have phones. Really. I can't begin to tell you how angry I am at the school, at the police department. If those videos hadn't been posted, these girls would have ended up with a 1 day suspension or in no trouble at all, the distraught dad said. And if that's the case for this specific school, that is absolutely horrendous because the police definitely should have been called in this type of situation. Because this is not a situation where like you got two people with a disagreement and they just basically fight it out, right? This is a situation where you got one person who gets jumped by multiple people, right? It's not like a fair fight type of situation. This is like a really, really dangerous and dark situation. This school has done nothing. They should not be in charge of our children's safety, added Cooch, who served 22 years in the U.S. Army. And here's the thing the dad, he should sue the school. He should sue the county, right? Because they did not protect the students at all and didn't really punish the students at all either. So, three girls have been charged with third-degree felony assault, and a fourth was charged with disorderly conduct. Cooch earlier denied the attack was racially motivated, insisting that a theory about the vicious assault was garbage. Adriana was beautiful and she loved everyone. She did not care about race. The world would be a better place if everyone was as colorblind as she was, Cooch wrote on Facebook Thursday, responding to speculation that race played a role in the beatdown. Cooch posted a screen grab from an Instagram story of what appears to be a rally held to protest the incident. Over the image, an Instagram user wrote, They are protesting about that white girl. Nah, cause WTF, why does black people do that to the white girl? The user continued, claiming black people know that white people hate them still. Kuch's daughter was white, but the race of the assailants in the disturbing footage was unclear. And in responding to the Instagram story saying, people are sending me garbage like this, I am not here to make it about race. Kuch has repeatedly insisted that bullying played a role in his daughter's death, which is a very, very high likelihood that his daughter ended it all because of bullying. And here's the thing, like, if you're a parent, if you stumble upon this or listen to this or whatever, or if you got like a sibling or whatever, and you know that they're dealing with some sort of bullying, cut off their phone usage. Like, take it away from them because they're going to be continuously addicted to basically engaging into the bullying. Lord. So, more than 6,500 community members have signed on to a petition on change.org titled Stop the Violence at Central Regional High School. The petition was launched by Rachel Odia, who wrote that her daughter also was jumped and physically assaulted by multiple girls at the school in January 2022. She had reported threats in the previous stalking to the school weeks before it happened, and nothing was done. The attack was recorded and sent across social media, Odia wrote. See, here's the thing. Like, it kind of seems like the Central Regional High School has a lot of issues with violence. And that is a really not a good thing at all. I mean, like, think about it. You want it to be like a war zone at school? Like, it's just crazy. She said the family has filed a lawsuit against the district due to their negligence and involvement, which is the right thing that they should have done. So now here we are almost a year later, and we have now lost a beautiful 14-year-old soul who was brutally attacked at Central Regional High School just days before taking her own life. A life stolen way too soon. Parents or kids are not safe, Odia wrote in the petition. Like, this is the thing. Like, at 14 years old, you haven't really lived a life, like, at all. Like, you could live up to like 100 years nowadays. So it's like, you haven't even like lived like 20% of your life yet. This school is too busy trying to save their own asses than do their job. The bottom line is the violence at Central Regional needs to stop. There needs to be a change in administration. There needs to be more security. The school should not be able to solely label these incidents, she continued. Odia claimed the district describes incidents of violence as hallway disturbances to avoid calling police. No, like, here's the thing. Like, if you end up having people getting jumped in your hallways, you need to call the cops. You can't just call them disturbances. Because guess what? If you allow this to happen in like hallways where people just get jumped like this, every single teacher is now potentially a target. The principal is a target. Literally every single person that goes into that school is a target. Like, are they just that stupid? Students do better, stop hurting each other, and if you see someone being hurt, call 911. It is not a fight, it is not an altercation, it's not a hallway disturbance, it's called assault, she wrote. In the footage shared online, Adriana was seen being attacked with a water bottle as she walked in the hallway with her boyfriend, and a person was reportedly heard yelling, "That's what you get, you stupid AB." They think it's fun to attack people and take videos and post them, her dad told WABC. Getting hit with a water bottle didn't hurt Adriana. What hurt her was the embarrassment and humiliation. They just kept coming at her, Kuch said. My daughter actually blacks out and they don't call an ambulance. They take her to the nurse's office, he said, adding Adriana had never been in a fight before. She's 98 pounds, 5'2", and she loves everybody. Man, that is so crazy. Wow, that's oh god, that's a really messed up statement. So I think this is basically like a memorial statement, basically what the dad says, but basically he says, "Now I have to remember you for longer than I knew you." That is, oof, that's pretty brutal. On Thursday, school's superintendent Triantafylos Parlapanides, dear lord, defended the school's response to the bullying, citing its policy of not reporting incidents to police. What? If a situation warrants it, we'll call police. But in this case, the students were suspended immediately, he told the Post, adding the students involved face criminal charges. Yeah, but the thing is, apparently they only face criminal charges now because basically the videos went viral. You should have called the cops pretty much immediately. Like, this is so crazy. We address every incident of bullying, but some of it is on the internet and we aren't privy to that, he said. We're not the internet police, but we don't put our head in the sand. I mean, apparently you did. Who said when he asked why the girls hadn't been expelled, school officials told him it's not the district's policy, according to the Daily Mail. If they had only just called the police and the girls would have been rounded up there and then, everybody would have seen it was wrong, he told the outlet. It pains me how easily this all could have been solved. And the day after she was attacked, Adriana stayed home and where she lived with her dad, 16-year-old brother, and two stepsisters, according to the outlet. And her mom reportedly died when Adriana was 7 years old. We spent time together. She decided that she wanted to go back to school the next day. Coach told the Daily Mail. She went to her boyfriend's house during the day. I got home at around 5 o'clock. We had McDonald's, and I got her favorite, the crispy chicken sandwich. We had dinner. We talked about friends and making life choices. I kind of liked to lecture her, he said, adding Adriana appeared to be in a good mood. He said cell phone records show Adriana sent her boyfriend a last text message at 10:46 p.m. before she ended her life. At 5 a.m. the next day, Cooch said he was in the kitchen when his wife went to wake Adriana up. I just heard her screaming no. I ran downstairs and see immediately that her bed's empty. At first I thought, did she sneak out to her boyfriend's? That's when I turned left and I saw her there in the closet, he told the outlet. Which makes me think that she probably ended up deciding to like hang herself. That's basically my assumption because she was found in the closet. But this is some really messed up stuff. Because the thing is, I don't really know what could potentially even help someone in this situation, right? Because it's not really a money issue. It's not nearly like a friend issue. It's like it's a bullying issue, right? But like I mean, you could potentially just not let her use a phone or someone in the situation not let them use social media so that they're not privy to what is going on. So it's kind of like it doesn't exist. But the problem is, like, I think the best situation would have been to try to have moved her to like a different county, potentially, or she could have just stayed at home and done homeschooling. Like, I don't really know too many solutions to this type of situation, which is sad, right? Because this is the thing. Like, we talk about money all the time, we talk about personal finance all the time, but in this type of situation, I mean, I guess money could potentially have helped because you could have hired a therapist, you could have potentially sent her to private school, you could have hired a tutor to help her out to do homeschooling. Maybe that could have helped, but I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, mental health stuff is such a weird segment. She had on the same clothes that she'd been wearing the day before, a brown jacket I had just bought her. She loved that jacket, he said. A week was set for Friday at the Master Peter Memorial Home in Bayville, and her funeral will be private. Maureen Brogan, a counselor who leads the Traumatic Loss Coalitions for Youth at Rutgers University, told NewJersey.com that research shows bullying alone is not enough to cause suicide, but can be a contributing factor. What we know in the field is that suicide is an extremely complex issue. Brogan, who sits on the state's Child Fatality and Near Fatality Review Board, told the outlet. It's multifaceted. It's not one thing causes it, but it is a combination of risk factors, she added. So, school districts in New Jersey reported 18,576 incidents of violence, vandalism, weapons, substance use, and bullying in the 2019 to 2020 school year. NewJersey.com reported, citing data from the State Department of Education. In 2019, one of six New Jersey high school students, or 16.4%, reported being bullied on school property, while 13.8% reported being cyberbullied, according to data culled by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And on Friday morning, Cooch shared a post opening up about the grief of losing his daughter. Last night I was so tired I honestly could not cry. I slept for almost 5 hours and now back to tears. Sleep may have been a bad idea, he wrote. And there's no comments on this, but if you stumble upon this, feel free to give your thoughts on this as to maybe what could have potentially helped prevent something like this. Like my only line of thinking, because I'm so like financially I view things so much through a financial lens, that I think potentially maybe he could have hired a professional therapist to maybe help her. Maybe he could have done homeschooling, which could technically be actually cheaper than doing like a therapist or potentially private school or whatever. But the thing is, it's like I think one of the biggest issues with something like this is one, you probably got some mental health issue, but then two, you got the bullying, but you got the bullying where it doesn't stop, where she gets bullied at school, then she also gets bullied at home, then she has to deal with the humiliation of getting bullied or getting jumped, and then also all of her friends know about it, her family, etc. It's just, I don't know. It's just a really sad thing. Like, you have so much life to live. Like, you could live for such a long time. You could enjoy different things in your life. You could graduate high school and literally never deal with any of these people ever again in your life. It's just sad, you know?